Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over creative ways to find a Amazon product for you to sell on Amazon in 2020. So the video part 8 in the free Amazon FBA course we're doing here on YouTube. So if you like it, let's try and get this video to 200 likes. I know a lot of you probably watch this and actually thoroughly enjoy the free content, but may just forget. So I'm going to run a little experiment here and be a mad scientist and see what happens if I just mention that right at the beginning. Maybe we could get this video to some more people. Let's get right into it. The first method we're going to be doing is I don't know the name of it. I don't think there is a name to it. It could be several things, but let me just show you how to do that. So get your notepads out and get ready to take some notes. So the first thing you're going to do is type a negative sign, and then you could just actually randomly start typing letters. So negative and then anything. You hear that? That was just random nonsense. It doesn't matter, because all that's going to do, there used to be a different way to do this where you used parentheses, but what that does is it just pulls up everything. So it's everything except for that, but that isn't anything. Does that make sense? Probably not, but it doesn't matter. Just do it. Just listen to me. And we're going to go into maybe garden and outdoor. So just pick a category. It could be anything. Any of the big ones. Probably wouldn't do like, lethal products, or I don't think that's a category, but you know what I mean. Now we're going to sort by average customer review. So what that's going to do is keep the products that have similar reviews next to each other. And then what we can do is we can actually just start right from here, which would be fun. It doesn't really matter, but let me show you, because this gets split up very easily and could be confusing. Let me show you what I mean by this product research method, because it's like a bunch of research methods pushed into one, but this is honestly how I do my research. So if you want to know how I personally do it, I have this little process that I do, and I'm showing you that process right now. So I'd start with a broad category, any of the big ones, and then I would sort by average customer review. Got it? Okay, we're moving on, so rewind if you have to. Next thing that we're going to do is we could actually come down here, and what we could really do is just open up and see if there's anything good right on this page. So you could use your Jungle Scout tool or whatever tool you might have to see the revenue and the reviews. So we do have a couple good ones here, 35,000, and those are just going to be metal address plaques. It looks like those are going to be customized. Yeah, so we can't do that. These are a little low, and here we have waterproof instant thermometer. That's going to be quite competitive, I think. And as a first product, dealing with the customer support of something like that and creating a instruction manual that's in-depth enough might be a little hard. So window curtain string lights, that's something to keep in mind. Now they're not doing crazy numbers and it's not a crazy high price, but that's okay. The next things we're going to be looking at is we have a wind chime there. That seems a little too generic. I'm not really quite sure why that's $133. That's quite high. Okay, so photo clips, LED photo clips, those have been around for a little while, and now we're getting below 100. So I don't know what's up that guy's deal. He's a genius if he could get people to pay several $100s. Right here, so indoor pepper starter kit, only 83 reviews, and they're doing almost $50,000. So we could start with that. Why don't we just click on that? And that'll bring us into the next phase. So again, if at any point I start going too fast, go ahead and just rewind and just rewatch and get this down so that it's almost just instinct to be doing these things. So now what we've done, let's break this down. We've started into a major category. We've typed that negative gibberish thing, and what that was able to let us do was pull up just about everything. So we're not seeing anything specifically from the search bar. We sorted by average customer reviews, and now what we've done is we've just looked for a high revenue to review ratio. So we wanted to find a listing somewhere on that page that was doing 5 figures per month, $10,000 or more, and had less than 100 reviews. And now what we're going to do, now this could be a market. So we could stop here and we could actually just go search pepper seed starter kit on Amazon. And that very well might work. And I would encourage you to do that every time you do that. We could do that here, but really I'm trying to show you the strategies. We're not really trying to do a case study here and actually just go find good products. I want to show you how to find good products. So I don't want to get too caught up in doing that. Let's move on to the last part of this, and it's not really, it's probably like the second last part of this. What I've found, there's a famous saying, good artists copy, great artists steal. And the most successful people in this world will most of the time admit, hey, I've never had an original thought in my life. I mean, if we wanted to get philosophical, every single word you learned from someone else. You literally couldn't have an original thought. So why don't you go find a company that's already doing really well on Amazon and go see what types of products they're selling. And why don't we hedge our bets on them? Why don't we let them launch new products, watch them scale, and then start seeing what markets they're entering, and then enter some of the markets that they've entered. So how we can do that is actually just going into right over here. This is called the buy box. So where it says the price, it says Prime. It's going to have these two buttons, add to cart and buy now. And right under it, you'll see Garden Republic. So you can see that right here. We're going to click on that. And what that's going to do is it's actually going to open a new page here. And what you can do is you can click on it again. It's going to be up here now. Garden Republic storefront. So we can go ahead and click on that. And all that's going to do is it's going to show us all of their products. Now in this case, we see right here 9 results for Garden Republic. So they have 9 different Amazon fulfilled products. So then what we can do is, I've actually seen this brand before, and I really like this brand. I don't even know that I've ever gone into their storefront, but they have, this bonsai tree kit. I've seen that through a different product research method and really liked that listing, and I do come to that listing a lot. Just for inspiration, the way they've created this packaging that's wooden. I believe they source from the United States. This is a really high quality brand. So what we can do then is we can actually open up Jungle Scout right on this page here. And again, it doesn't have to be Jungle Scout, whatever tool you're using. Now they're doing phenomenal. They're doing well past 6 figures from under 10 products. So you can see you could grab any 3 of these or even any 2 of these and make a full-time income. Even any one of these, besides maybe that one. Now what was that? So those are just garden grow bags. It's one of their newer products, the least amount of reviews. Now what I would do, occasionally you'll find a storefront that only has 1 to 10 products. Occasionally you'll find a storefront with about 20 products. And then there will be times where you find massive storefronts with 200, 300, 400 products. Those sometimes are the best because what you can then do is go ahead and sort by reviews. Right here, you could just click on that and it'll show you the lowest ones. Those will generally be their last launches. So right here, 39 reviews doing 15,000. So herb garden seeds for planting. So all they've done is they've created these little bamboo spikes or wooden spikes, and they've done a bunch of different, I'm guessing non-GMO and organic seeds to go with them. Now again, going into gardening and getting into seeds, there will be some approval you need to get. So this may not be the best example. But again, it was the science behind how we found one product and turned it into 9 products that I wanted to show you. So that's called the storefront method. Now let's do that one more time just so you can get the hang of it really. What I've done is I've just searched this and we're back on this market if you're kind of confused about where we are now. And all we're doing, this is actually good that this happened, that didn't work out entirely because there's something else you can do. You could click page 2 down here. Now you have, for starters, a whole new list of products to choose from. Generally, this weird thing will happen where this page will have several thousand reviewed products on it. What we can do from here is you've just unlocked a very cool piece of information right up here in the URL. Now, what you can do is go ahead and change where it says page 2. I'll highlight that right there. I can't zoom in on the URL, unfortunately. Right up here, page 2, you'll find it in your URL. It'll only say it if you click on the page 2, so don't go looking unless you've done that. And we could just change that to be page 50. So instantly we could just jump back super far into Amazon's catalog without having to type through 50 different pages. We could start looking at these products now. I don't see anything I love here, but let's try. So we could, click on Jungle Scout or, like I said, Helium 10, whatever one you have. Again, if you needed either of those, I like them both. I think Jungle Scout's extension is better. A lot of these are just going to be opinion-based, look at both of them, compare them, and see which one you want. I'll have a link to either of them below. I do use both from, for different purposes. If you want to know the fundamentals and you don't know how to use Jungle Scout, I actually just did a video yesterday. It'll be part 7. I teach you a way to estimate sales and revenue without using Jungle Scout. So that's really fun. If you're just getting started, go check that out. Or if you don't have a tool to use and you really don't have the cash flow to get one, you can do that method. It's a really good one. Cool. So here we have a little potted garden here. It's very small. They're doing about $10,000 per month with only 80 reviews. So that's really not too bad. And it actually says plants not included. That's a little misleading. I thought it was, I even said potted. So then we could go do the same thing. We could go actually click Keddy Love, the storefront, go into their storefront right here, just see what else they have. So they actually have a total of, what did it say? 7 results. They're all different products. So essentially every idea you have, you can turn into an additional, anywhere from really an additional idea to an additional 100 ideas. So we could try our luck and just pull it up on here. And product research is a bit of a patience game. Just stay on task. Don't be also have a tab with your emails open. Notice what my tabs look like when I'm doing product research. There's not YouTube. There's not one of my other courses open. There's not Pinterest. In some cases you can use that for product research, but it's a great book I have right here actually. The One Thing, Gary Keller. I think everyone that's starting Amazon FBA should read this. It helped me a lot with my product research mentality, because you want to wake up, and the first thing you can do if you wake up early and go to work, wake up an extra hour early or extra 2 hours early, block off some time to just do product research. No phone, get it off your desk. Don't also be doing something else. Don't be eating breakfast while you're doing it. Give yourself 30 minutes in the morning to get ready, and then just sit down in a chair and do product research, right? That could be your one thing. And we could go into more talks on books. I love books. Maybe I'll start a weekly book talk or something, but that's the basic philosophy there is, you may have to let other things actually fail a little bit and focus on one thing, because greatness comes from mastery, right? You can't dabble in a million things and think that you're gonna make $1 million one time. What? Make $1 a million times from a bunch of different things and you're going to be a millionaire. No, focus down on one thing and have that one thing be the thing that brings you financial success. So that's more about real estate, that book, but we could use that in any business. So give that a read. So that was the first method, guys. I really like that one. And again, we haven't had like any huge hits here. People complain to me all the time they can't find products. So it's like, just keep looking. How many days have you sat down in a row and done 4 hours of product research without any distractions? I've been looking for 6 months, I haven't found anything. Well, have you really looked for 6 months? Or has it just been 6 months since you bought Jungle Scout and you looked 17 times? Right? It's like, just make a habit out of it. To get into mindset, I like that philosophy of the one thing. Block off some time to only do this and this only. Don't also contact suppliers while you're doing this. Just look for product ideas. Stay on Amazon. As soon as you leave Amazon, you're no longer doing product research, in the exception of one method that I'll be showing you at the end. So with that all said, let's just jump right into the next one. I did want to give you guys a quick reminder to go down below and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've enjoyed the first section of this video, I have tons of content like this, and I'm sure you'll enjoy much more of my free content. So go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out a lot and it helps the channel grow further. Thanks so much. All right, so the next method we're going to be going over is called Black Box by Helium 10. So this one will only work if you have this software. Now, if you don't have the software and maybe you've been thinking about getting it, or you don't have it at all and you don't even know what it is, stick around because you might find this software to be helpful and might pick it up yourself. I personally think it's a little pricey. With my link, you could get it for about $80 per month. It's normally about $97 per month. So I believe actually with my link, I have 2 different ones. With Savage 50, you could get it 50% off the first month. With Savage 10, you get 10% off. So it would actually be 87. So it's $90 a month. It's really expensive. It's not really affordable for new people. there's a lot going on here. It's a little bit more advanced. Maybe once you've had your first couple products, get into this, or if you're really committed and you have some existing income, this might be a good thing to get into. I never want to push anything on anyone. Get it if you want. There's a link down there. You can grab it if you want. It doesn't make much of a difference. I'll get a small kickback, and I appreciate all of those, and all of you guys sometimes get excited and go, hey, I used your link. I wanted to help you out, and that's awesome. I appreciate it, but really it's just like, do what you can do, right? Like, I try and give the bet. Like, there's so many things I try and do just to focus on how can we do this for free. No software, no courses, no nothing. And I think where the no course comes in is me providing as much free videos like this one as I can. So this method, Amazon Product Research Black Box, it's gonna start off looking like this. Products, you have a couple different filters here, but where I really think this excels is in keywords. So the raw fundamentals and characteristics of a product that we're looking to sell would be it has high demand, so 1,000 searches by a customer per month or more. It has some existing sellers, so we can use those as almost like little test subjects to see how they're doing, what could be improved upon, right? We can actually let them spend money to improve our own chances of succeeding, right? Let them spend on ads, go see what keywords they're ranking for, go see what their customers are saying. Was there something they missed out on during production that could have been included that people are now asking for? So what I'm getting at is we want to have high demand, but then we want a customer search term where the sellers are not providing exactly what the customer is looking for. And for the longest time, that was such a hard thing to find. So this alone, now Jungle Scout actually has what's called Opportunity Finder, and we will get to that. It's essentially this with not as advanced filters. So we could set a search volume, a minimum of 975. So it's 975 customers per month looking for this phrase. We could say we want the average minimum revenue to be $4,500 or more. That's the minimum, so it could be above that. We want the average minimum price to be $10.99, we'll say. I'm not afraid to sell a lower price product as long as I could get it for the correct amount, and maybe I'll make up for that with higher number of sales. My general rule of thumb is I want a product to be selling about 5 to 10 units per day. Not super worried with price right at the beginning. We could work that out, and we could make a slightly better product and charge $4 more. There's a lot that can go on, so don't get too caught up in your price. I'd rather see more options. Some people I just flat out disagree with, because they're doing research and they're saying, I want a minimum of $20 price. Okay, that's great, but you're probably missing 60% of the opportunity at that $12.99 to $19 range, where there's just so many products listed on Amazon, where you could actually come in and improve on that product and then go charge that price that you want to sell at. So my first product, actually, the whole market, no one was priced higher than $14.99, not a single soul. Everyone was just selling this one product. It kind of had two parts, and everyone was selling one or the other for $14.99, some $13.99, some $14.50, whatever. And it just was very apparent. I was like, so why don't we just put those things together that are frequently bought together, and then instead of charging $30, we'll make it a bundled deal and we'll charge $25. So I was able to get both of those products for $4 and sell them for $25 instead of $14. I would have never found that had I set a minimum price of $20. It would have just gone under the radar. So that's a little bit of my perspective on pricing when you're doing research. Review count. We could go a maximum of 98, so right under that 100 review count. If you wanted to see more results, you'll see down here there's going to be a filtered amount of results that pop up. We could just change this, right? We could go as high as 231. Because if the customers aren't satisfied, if you have 231 one-star reviews, well, it doesn't mean anything, right? It's actually a bad thing. But we'll put it at 98 just so we're seeing a little bit smaller competition products for now. You could always mess around with that. Now, review rating, this is where things get really fun. Because this is where we can say, okay, I want to see a word that has a search volume of close to 1,000 or more, in this case 975. But the average market rating, now this is average, we'll see that here, average review rating for the top products, I want that to be a 4 or less. And again, if you wanted to see slightly more products, you could go 4.1, 4.2. But we'll just do 4. So that means every product, the average that we're going to see is going to be a 4 or below. Below 4 really starts to hurt you because you get into that 3.5 star range, and that does not look too good when there's 2 stars missing from a product's rating. Now, word count, this is important here. So there's really nothing we're not going to fill in this area up here. We're going to fill all these out. Maximum word count, I'm going to cap that at about 6. So what that means is how many words are in the phrase. Artificial succulent planter. That's a 3-word phrase. So if I had a minimum of 3, that would pop up. A 1-word phrase would be just something like crafts or art, right? That's so broad, we don't want to see that. So I'm going to go ahead and set a minimum of 2. Garlic press. That's a specific product. 2 words and it brought me right to it. Anything past 6, it starts to become such a long tail keyword that I don't really want to see it. In this case, it would be okay. I was going to say we don't know how many people are searching it because we still have the search volume backing it. But past 6, we start seeing sentences, not really products. Great. Now there's a couple more things that we're going to go over here. First of all, you need to select your categories. So generally, I'll select all and then I'll back some out. Take books, we'll take cell phones out, we'll take clothing, we'll take computers out, we'll take electronics out, grocery out. We'll take out, there's probably a couple in here I don't want, musical instruments. We'll take out industrial and scientific. That could be a good category, but sometimes a lot of those products may be gated for just the sake of you guys. We'll take it out. Sometimes health and household is annoying with a lot of supplements, and then automotive will be gated as well. Sometimes camera and photo, there's things like tripods or accessory items that are good, but obviously you wouldn't sell the main product being a camera. And sometimes baby is gated often, but we can just leave it like that. So there's a couple more things here. Sorry, Pops. I'm gonna have to decline that one for now. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna actually go to competing products, and we're gonna set a maximum of 50. So there's no more than 50 products that are competing and getting high amounts of sales. I know perhaps in the past, if you've seen my channel or seen other videos from me, you've seen 50 products or less. I'll say that a lot. That just is assuring that there's, the amount of competitors we're going up against. It's not like there's 3,000 people trying to sell this and we're just a grain of salt on the beach. So that's a good way to go ahead and bring down the amount of competition that there actually is. We could even go into the number of sellers here, average number of sellers for the top products. But I think what we've done now is actually pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and hit search here. And now this isn't going to pop up products. This is going to pop up keywords. So very different if you're used to something like the web app. Now what we can see here is these are all products that are going to meet our criteria that we said. So we have search volume here. That's the big one. Higher than 1,000 per month. Well, 975. So Twinkly Smart Lights has 1,300 searches per month. This is going to be super seasonal, I'm guessing. Twinkly lights, that's probably to do with Christmas. Most of the years there won't be. That's funny. Chrome Boba Fett. Okay, it's the Mandalorian. It's not Boba Fett. So most of the year there won't be all these seasonal ones popping up. Right now it's a little skewed. So use your best judgment if you're doing this right now with me. So eye curtain rod. Okay, I'm interested. So what is the I before that? I'm not really sure what that is. So it is in small oversize. Your fees will be a little high, but the price is higher. Now here's what's cool. See, we have 1,200 searches per month, but the products that are there are giving us an average market rating of 3.9 with an average review count of 59. So the existing products are not meeting the customer's criteria. So we actually just click over here and go view on Amazon. Oh, L curtain rod. Okay, L. That was the lowercase L. Got it. So we can now pull up Jungle Scout on this, and this is a new product idea for us. You can see how people are doing. Something like this won't be seasonal. It's an indoor product. Quality is gonna prevail here, as it does in most markets. So we're just really waiting for this to load up. Cool. So this is ranked organically. We have some sponsored stuff here. That's fine. This person has 35 reviews. They're doing 15,000 per month, selling about 8 per day. Exactly 8 per day. And then, okay, so that one actually has a lot of reviews, and it's got a lot of revenue. I'm interested in the ones that really have the lowest price, or the lowest price. Why would I be interested in that? I'm interested in the ones that have the lowest reviews and the most sales. That's just going to show us the new guys, what's working well right now. What are some differentiation ideas? So in this case, I'm not in love with it. I don't think the ratings are all that low. There isn't, anyone with 5 stars, so there is room to grow, but there is a lot of 4s and 4.5s, which basically looks like 5 on Amazon. When you see that, you're thinking that's basically 5-star. That looks like it's basically 5-star. That looks like it's basically 5-star. So we'll kill that one. It's as easy as that. Just know when not to pursue something is sometimes just as powerful as knowing when to pursue something. It's generally more powerful knowing when not to do something. So again, we're just gonna keep looking through here. Page 2, we're now looking. Things like an elf paper cutter, again, we're not gonna do that. It is clearly seasonal. So a patio mist system, it's in large oversize. That's one thing I did forget to do. Maximum price. Maybe we don't want things that are $100 or more. We probably don't even want things that are $50 or more. So we'll stay in there because that'll kill a lot of the oversized stuff. And of course we could just select, we only want small standard size and larger standard size. And then why don't we take this up to 211, so we'll see more products, but we'll take the search volume up to 1200. So now we have more customers searching for this. So again, I'm just gonna look through here. I'm kind of using my best judgment on what things to click on or not, just based on experience. You may start by clicking on essentially everything because you don't know what to skip right away. Things where they're searching the brand name in it, Crayola is the brand name. It's probably not great. So we're just going to keep looking through here. Now again, I don't want to kill a bunch of time just looking for stuff because I want to teach you how to use the tools and then you can go and look for stuff. I have found a product with every one of these methods. So I did want to kind of insert that in here and let you guys know I'm not just showing you random things. I've actually sold products found from every one of these. Now this one is new. The first day I started using, I found a product which I am now selling, which is really cool. Jungle Scout is the next one. This one's really fun, but again, it is a little bit expensive, so I just wanted to let you guys know that. If you do want it though, of course there will be a link in the description, and you can get it for less than if you just went to their website and got it. So that's the first one. There's several other ones in here, but this was my favorite way of looking through it. Products is kind of just like the web app, and I like the web app better from Jungle Scout. So we could go over here, and this will be the next one, right? So this is actually quite a old tool. Well, probably hundreds of thousands of products have been found to sell with this tool since it's been released. I think so many people, it's funny, I'm always like a step ahead of everyone while also being somehow behind everyone. What I mean by that is I'm using tools when other people aren't. Now there's still, that's such a silly, like cocky thing to say, that to think that I possibly could be timing markets like that. But I feel like everyone has moved from this kind of web app research over to more modern things like keyword research and, almost more organic methods of just going on Amazon, going to trendy stores and looking for stuff. This can be deadly effective if you use it correctly. So let's go over how to use it correctly. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to grab a few of our favorite categories. I'm just going to grab mine really quickly. Great. So I've done that. We're going to do kind of the same thing here. So we're going to go 1099 to 50. I don't want to see anyone with more than 75 reviews. I want to see a minimum revenue of 5,000. And then here's where we could have some fun. I want to see people that have 3.8 stars, but are still making sales of $5,000 or more. So all we'd have to do is come in and actually fix that. and then we could do better than them, in theory. So how quick was that, guys? That was really good. That was pretty fast. So that's all set up. I will also go ahead and put in a maximum weight of 1 pound because I do want to, I always try to get things that I can airship just because it kind of satisfies that need for instant gratification. And it's kind of silly to say that even when you have a long-term business mindset, but I love selling little things because it's like I could ship them for $1 through the air and have them in 15 days instead of 40, which is amazing. But let's go ahead and hit search and see what pops up. So you'll see the number of results just like we saw in Helium 10 here. Yeah, you can actually see it's displaying 200 of 1500. There's 1500 total products here. Now what's really cool about this is you are going to see pictures of products, which is awesome. We could come through here. Now these are all going to have 3.8 stars or less and are going to be making more than $5,000 per month in monthly revenue. So that's absolutely awesome. We're going to scroll through here and we're just going to look for product ideas. I don't know why it's like glitching. I can't scroll. It's broken. Why is that happening? It's so weird. You see that? It's like fluttering. Maybe if I just move it around a little. Okay, so this tool flutters apparently. So I'm just looking at pictures now. Instead of looking at keywords, I will take a look at the title occasionally, but most of the time I'm just looking at the pictures, just kind of looking for something that stands out to me. Okay, this is very interesting. So they only have 3.8 stars. They have exactly what we said. It's 7 by 5 by 2. It's not oversized. It's $10.99. They're doing about 550 sales per month. How can they be doing 550 sales per month with only 3.8 stars? And it only weighs about 1/5 of a pound, which is awesome. So if we were to click on this, this will search Keyword Scout, and we can see what customers are searching to find this product. So that'll kind of help us not to depict it. In this case, it didn't really work. Small clock hands has less than 150 searches. But let's go ahead and just click on the product. We'll see what this guy is doing here. So it looks like there's a lot of kits down there. Okay, I was just reading to see if this, I don't know if this was like clock specific. Maybe it's to make your own. He has been selling since August or July. And just run this again on here to make sure his revenue is what it said. So it's actually half of what it said. That's always something I encourage you to do. But we can go and try and just do watch replacement parts, something like that. Or not watch, clock parts kit, something like that. Let's just see what the whole market is, get a consensus of the sales. Yeah, so they're not really too crazy. There are people meeting our, idea of 5 to 10 sales a day. But what's not happening is the price is a little bit lower than I'd like to see. I know I just made this big speech about how it's low. But I don't know, I'm just not impressed by a factor of things. There's a lot of reviews here and he's dominating. So that shows that customers are loyal to reviews. He has the lowest price, which shows that perhaps people are actually loyal to a lower price. And then the rest of the revenue is not really too impressive. Not to mention that most of the reviews are not what we said, that 4 stars or less. 3.5 there, but that's about the only guy with less than that besides this. Cool. So we're gonna go back. Yep, just go back to this here. It's kind of funny, it keeps like glitching. And that's it. That's how you would use this tool. Again, I'm not going to keep looking for things because I just want to show you how to look. The last way we're going to do is the beginning way that we started with, minus all the other things. So we initially said to go with type negative into Amazon's homepage. We could go back. Type negative into Amazon's homepage, type a bunch of random things, go to a category. We got that. Okay, so we went through that, and we did almost like 4 or 5 methods within one. We had storefront, rabbit hole, URL editing. There was a lot going on there. So this one's going to be more basic. So like my favorite way to do this is just to type like home decor. I really like that. Home decor accents, home decor farmhouse, home decor clearance living room, home decorations for living room. So again, this is pretty broad here. So what that's going to do is it's actually going to let us see several different kinds of products. And then from there, we can go in and open up our research tool, see how these products are doing, and pick one according to which market, aligns with what we want to do really. So a good way to combine this with a way where you'll be seeing things that don't have as many reviews. You could see 500, 6,000, right? We don't want to really sell those things. We more so want to sell things like, well, that 12 reviews, that's really good. But what we would do is we would just go ahead and you could even keep it sorted by featured. We could go do the URL method with this. Anytime you search a broad term and then you want to see things that are less competitive, just go up here, find your page 2 and change 2 to 20, right? Just start there. And that's a really powerful tool that I just gave you guys for free to edit the URL and be able to just explore so many depths of it. If you go too far and things aren't selling and they have barely any reviews, you went too far. So back it up a little bit. Go back to page 14. It's really easy to autocorrect here. Okay, so these are a lot of the same things. We could change up the keyword. If you ever reach a dead end, that's the beautiful thing about product research. You don't have to do it any specific way. Now, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I tried to sum up all of product research into one of this. This is the most extensive, longest video in the course so far. Hopefully you had a lot of fun watching it. Now, it's great to watch things like this. Perhaps you're watching it, maybe you had it on in the background. Go do what I just taught you. Take this and actualize it into your own research. That's all that I ask. I'm going to give you these nuggets of information for free. Go make something of it. Become a success story. Reach out to me. I want to help as many people as possible, so I make this as affordable as possible. Free on YouTube is the best I could do. At first it was just donation-based course. Now I was like, let's just push it right onto YouTube. Just make it totally free. So if you stuck around this long, I'll give you the privilege of knowing about my monthly product picks. There's a list that I put out every single month with 10 to 20 ideas of my own personal product research, my thoughts on the market's differentiations, and then I put those out every month. There will be a link in the description for that. I'll also put a link, if I'm looking at myself this way, it might be here or here. It'll say Paul's monthly product picks. You can click on that, that'll bring you right to the page where you can get that. There's only like 8 spots left. That might be filled by the end of today. So if you watch this video right when it came out, go hop on that. Or if you happen to be watching it, you could go check, see if there's spots available. That fills up really fast. Other than that, guys, hopefully you had a fantastic Wednesday. Is it Wednesday already? Yeah, it's Wednesday. You had a great day, and I'll see you here tomorrow for part 9, right? Part 9 of the free Amazon course. All right, later, guys. Bye.